All right, let's start with the big story that we are tracking this morning on Wion, where the markets around the world appear to have been spooked. Following the US market skew, the Asian markets have opened in the red this morning as investors are focusing on the slowing global growth, the rising bond yields and also the increasing trade tensions. It was a bloodbath at Dalal Street in the opening few minutes of trade, after the markets fell by almost over 1,000 points. It's being said that just in a few minutes of the opening trade, 4 lakh crore rupees was wiped off from investors' wealth. Now, the rupee has continued to fall against the dollar, hitting a new low of 74.38 per dollar, owing to a strong demand for the American greenback from importers amidst the unabated foreign fund outflows and also a sharp loss that was reported in the domestic equity market. All right, so this is what the scene is like at the Sensex, where the Sensex has shed almost over 1,000 points. And it is not the Sensex alone that has lost its market capitalization, but markets around the world have in fact tanked. Now, the Dow Jones closed in the red by almost about 800 odd points yesterday in the United States, and this is a trend that has continued in the Asian markets this morning as well. It's in fact tough to predict as to what is in fact happening in the world markets and as to what has led to this bloodbath. But to give us more perspective on this, we are joined in by our business correspondent Sumit Chaturvedi, who's been tracking all the developments very closely. Good morning to you, Sumit. It appears that there is a bloodbath that has taken place, but how long is this likely to continue?
It looks like, Saleh, it's triggered by the recent incidents and recent concerns. But if we talk about and break it down into two kinds of concerns, micro and macro concerns could be here to stay for some more time. But Indian markets, if I can tell you, result season is going to start very soon. And if the results are good, and we are, yesterday we have started, the festival season. We have also come in with the first Navratri into festival season. These two could be the positive triggering points as far as Indian markets are concerned. So going forward, this could be the positive triggering point for Indian markets. On a macro level, if we talk about the Indian economy, it's more or less on a good footing because GDP growth is going to be perfectly fine. Monsoons have been good. Crop sowing is going very well. So macro concern also, not very big concerns are there. Yes, the two big concerns are there are crude, which is not in the hands of Indian government. Second, also this rupee plunging. So these two big concerns are there as far as macro concerns are there. And micro, it looks like in the more few days time, the micro concerns won't be there as well. On global scale, the trade war is the biggest concern. That's what leading to this kind of situation in the markets.
And also, Sumit, considering the fact that, it was the Dow Jones that closed in the red, it shed almost about 800, 900 points. And it is this trend that has also been picked up by the Asian markets as well since this morning. Now, how much lower is the Dow Jones likely to fall?
Well, that's not easily. We can't take a guess on that easily, Saleh. But yes, there's concerns are there. It can recover today as well because the concerns are there for a short time. So it's quite possible these can recover because on US, as far as US is concerned, the problems are self-inflicting. The trade war is started by US, and one positive comment either coming from US Fed or President can make the markets recover.
All right, and also, Sumit, now looking at the markets at this point of time. Is this just a one-off case where the markets are behaving spooked, or are we looking at, the official end of a bull run that has lasted almost about 10 years, and are we looking at a time period of slump in the near future?
No, not so pessimistic, Saleh. I'm an optimistic person. So to me, I've spoken to analysts also. They say it could be one for the short term because remember the day we used to discuss markets and they were going up and up 1,000 points in a day. So that was also certain kind of artificial, bubble as well. So that's why when they were going up and up 1,000 points in a day, now they have come down also. It shouldn't be surprising.
All right, and also, Sumit, at this point of time, the rupee has in fact been in a bit of a free fall for several weeks now, and also, domestically, the macroeconomic indicators appear to be strong, but the market sentiment does not appear to be that very good.
Well, absolutely, Saleh. That is also there. But I would like to point out one important thing here as well. It's good time to buy and invest in stocks also. Remember, we have been waiting for these kind of levels since long time. So, stock market is quite attractive now. Many stocks are trading at their yearly lows. So good time to make money also, because as the analysts are pointing out, one can double its money in the next few years. So this is good time to go and buy stocks as well. But overall, it looks like, because yesterday, if you see, yesterday the markets jumped. So that's why I am not being very pessimistic, and in fact being optimistic. With the festival season kicking in, the results season kicking in, the markets will bounce back once again.
All right, so you say that it is a good time to go out, venture and purchase more stock, but one would have to be a pretty brave person to in fact do that. The Sensex is trading in the red by almost about 861 points. Thank you very much indeed for joining us and getting us that perspective on the markets.